that is either we reform the judiciary, which is allow INEC to be under the judiciary, or we need a word police to police us. Because the activities of our politicians is becoming unbearable. But what is really exciting is the debate surrounding our nation. We're going to be free. Is that we're going to reform the judiciary, or we're going to need external help? A very good morning to you guys. A very, very good morning to you. I have a Shombole with me this morning. Baba, I'd like to share some moment with you. I like this video you made. But before I come to you, let me quickly talk to my audience. Thank you very much. My name is Daddy Chris, and this is the African Renaissance Television. I'm reaching you from London. It's going to be a very quick one. It's Tuesday. It's one of my most busy days in the country where I live. And yes, so I'm going to get on some few things. And there's some few things I will need to talk about. You know, I look around the social media, and I've been looking at our social media space. Today we have the rise of the young people like Very Dark Man making impact in societies. We have some young people actually now trying to say, hey, Nigeria is not really short of activists. I have to give credit to them. You have Sowore now doing his best. But the question that comes to mind is, I'm not trying to query you guys, but perhaps we need to talk to these people. I'm going to be very slow in my talking today because I'm talking to royal fathers. I want to be questioning, maybe permit me to question who actually silenced our kings. Do they choose to silence themselves, or somebody actually silenced them? And the same way, I will ask Nigerians, who silenced our pastors? Do they choose to be silent, or somebody silence them, or even the imam? What is going on in a country that is made up of so much kings, powerful kings? When I use the word powerful kings, other than the Emir of Sokoto, I'm talking of Sanusi. Sanusi is, of course, who has been a rebel. I don't know why they will give him a king. We need him in the political space. Sanusi, for me, to be a candidate for presidency. I don't know what he's doing as a king anyway, but that is by the way. So somebody like that, other than his voice we hear once in a while, one is wondering what is really happening to our kings. Are they afraid? Is it because of the power taken away from them? But what is power? Nigerians, let me ask the question again. What is power? You know, sometimes when people say, oh, no power is given to me, the question I say, what is power? In my book, carrying a gun is not power. You want to talk about true power? True power lies in those that have the money. I'm going to say that. And maybe our kings need to go back to the drawing board and listen to some of the things I've been talking about. Because you that owns a kingdom, or you have been made a king and you now have subjects. And I know there is no community in Nigeria, or there's no kingdoms in Nigeria where they are not loyal to their kings. Because that's why they made you a king. If that is the case, how come that you have not been able to impact their life by putting some 1 or 2 resources together? Actually, you will take control of your own people if you begin to do the needful. That will be my argument today. But maybe some people will disagree with me. But I want you to look around you, Nigerians, and ask yourself, who is going to speak for us now? Because now, other than Donald Trump, that came from America, nobody was ready to say a word. And only Donald Trump was able to make an impact with only one statement that we're a country of particular concern, which is true. We're killing one another. We kill Christians like in the north. This is true that the Muslims in Nigeria, they are out of order. And I think it's a northern thing. Because you're killing yourselves. That's the truth. And it's a shame. Who are you killing? You're actually killing yourselves. Yeah, you killed some 1 or 2 Christians, but why? Where's the wisdom in it? And that is something that one would expect the kings and the religious leader to actually say something about. They've not. But I'm not even going to go into that today because I'm not interested in that part of our lives. Nigerians, if you know me, I'm not interested in the religious part of our lives. And I know how difficult it is to address the issue of religion. Because your religion is you, is who you are. When somebody insults your religion, he has insulted your being. And that person should be killed. I understand that. So that's why that's why it is so difficult for people to be sincere with themselves. But we need to be sincere. We're living in a secular state. We live in Nigeria in the modern. This is the 21st century. We're not in the old time, not the analog time. We're in the 21st century. So things get to be done differently now. So if you guys agree with me, my question is, of what role are these wonderful kings? Let me add some of their images to the platform. I'm impressed, and I'm going to try and add some more images of these kings as we go along. What are we doing with them? Of what use are they to us right now? If it takes only Donald Trump, a president of the United States, to make a statement that is now binding, that is now helping us, whether you like it or not, Donald Trump has done us a big favor. In fact, what Donald Trump, that statement he made, only threatening the government of Nigeria, has made a big impact. And the question I ask is, why is it that Donald Trump was able to do that? One, Donald Trump gives aid to Nigeria because the first thing he said, I'm going to cut off your aid. Not that the Nigerian government care, but they do. Our economy will be crumpled if Donald Trump begin to place sanctions on Nigeria right now. We don't want that. So if you watch what they do these days, they use economic sanctions. They'll be fighting Russia. Do they actually go and fight Russia? The West have not actually participated in the Ukrainian war. But you know what they did? They put pressure on Russia by putting a kind of sanction, economic sanction on them. Economy. See, Nigerians, when I speak here, people don't get me. That the most powerful weapon is your economy. You see these powerful kings I see here. Let me share some of this moment with them. Thank you very much, your royal fathers. You are a king, sir. And you live in a society where people are dying. I'm not even talking about the religious difference now. I'm talking about the economic calamity in Nigeria. Are you comfortable with this? If not, why are you not saying something about it? That is the thing I don't get. How can a king be in a kingdom and whatever happens, it doesn't matter? You only dance to the gallery of the governors or the presidency. How? When do we get here? So none of you have the balls to say, no, this is not good for my people. At least you've been made a king to serve your own people until death. Unlike these guys who will be there for 4 years, 8 years, and they disappear. And yet you cannot tell them, no, they cannot do this to your own people. And even during elections, you pretend, oh, we are not allowed to participate in politics. Then of what use are you? If a king cannot participate in the political life, he cannot participate in the economic life, then what are you? My life is my economy and my politics. My social life, I just come to do traditional things. What is it? See, this is the thing. Even in the religious part of it now, you couldn't participate, my kings. I'm worried. And you know the funniest thing? When you guys are moving, you have all these big umbrellas covering you, all the people moving. Hey, your Royal Majesty, your Royal Majesty. I'm happy you guys are now Majesty. You move from Highness. You're now been able to say, hey, an African king is a king. I agree. But we're yet to see your impact. One would have been expecting that the country, in those days, I could have even forgiven our kings that they were uneducated kings. We can understand that. But you guys are learned now. I can tell you this. In fact, when Sanusi talks in London, I was in one of his lectures. Man, this is a man you'll be proud of. Intellectually, he has the content. You see, I was. In fact, the day they put in this law of Shekiri, law for it. You know the funniest thing? When the boy opened his mouth and started to talk, Your Majesty, sorry, I call you a boy because I'm older than you. You know, when he opened his mouth, I said, wow, he's intelligent, because I was carried away immediately. I don't really know the one in between. So, I picked these images and I just going to do that. Let me share some more images with you, of our kings. I was looking for the Oba of Benin here. And the Olu of course, the Oni of Ife. Fine boy. So what we're looking at now is these are a set of powerful individuals, powerful figures in our community. in this beautiful community called Nigeria, they are these people. Yet evils are happening every day. Politically, economically, they keep quiet. They pretend as if it's not happening. That is the part I don't understand. Are they afraid? Are they incapacitated to this extent? I mean, nobody close your mouth, sir. Nobody. Okay, maybe if you say the wrong thing, they won't give you food again. And that is why I'm saying that. How can even a king? Let me gonna come to the other part of it. I'm worried about our king. Sorry. I'll spend some time with you guys today. Let's look at you people. Fine men, beautiful people. Well done, sir. But we have a problem. We need to solve it. Let's go back to it. You know, now can I say this? You know, at the last time I came on my show, those of you that watch my show very well, I was of the opinion, I'm still of the opinion, that we don't need a local government. We should have 3 tiers of government. We should have the federal government, we should have the state government, and then the 3rd tier of government should be the king. We're stupid not to take advantage of this. Now, what is a local government chairman? What can a local government chairman do better than Sanusi? What can a local government do better than this Olu of Chekiri? What can a local government do better than my king, who is an accountant? These are some set of young idiots. And guess what again? Let's assume. Can a local government constitute a better government than these people? These people have traditional rulers. They have their traditional chiefs that they used to rule us before this new government or style of government came. Can't you imagine that if you now add them into your system, they will be able to use all the structure they had before as the structure of the local government? I cannot see us losing anything. We're going to win instead. But Nigerian government has actually neglected this part of us. And perhaps because these people have been too quiet for too long. Because if they had opened their mouth, the governors will know, we have people here. We have people that cannot be neglected. Now tell me, in my local government, the people were telling me, I know I shared this idea with my king, and he was saying that that there are too many kings these days. I said, no, there are not too many kings. In fact, you will now, the Oba of Benin, for instance, he has a very big kingdom. He doesn't need all those local government. The Oba of Benin have a structure. So you don't tell Oba of Benin what to do. There will be the state who now delegate power. Then the power of the state is different from the power of the king of the local government. Let me call them that the local government. Our kings are our local government. By definition, the kings or the kingdoms, our kingdoms, they were local government. And whatever the size of your kingdom, that determines how much you get and what kind of responsibility you get. Every local government in Nigeria are not of the same sizes. Every state in Nigeria, they are not of the same sizes. So don't tell me that every kingdom in Nigeria will be of the same size. No, but every kingdom that can identify themselves as a kingdom should be treated as a local government. And you know, when I say to be treated as local government, now I'm coming to decide when I mean local government. Because when I talk of local government, it's not just to collect allocation from the federal government. Because when I talk now, everybody is here standing up. Oh yes, so the money going to local government go to them. No, far from that. This is it. And it comes down to what we call administration in Nigeria. And that is where we get this whole thing wrong. We don't even know who is a president, what the role of the president is. Who is the governor, what the role of the governors is. Because I can tell you for sure, sometimes even the federal government are actually trying a little bit because they carry all the blow. The pressure is always on them. But actually, the federal government of Nigeria is very irresponsible. The most irresponsible federal government I've ever seen. And sometimes they compare themselves to the West. And sometimes I can't see the logic in it. Okay, let me put it this way. The UK government, because they have a functional society, let me use the word, a functional society, a society of wealthy individuals, of wealthy businesses, of wealthy corporations, of powerful structures, in the name of institutions. For instance, the educational institution is there, the sports as an institution is there. So let me tell you this. Nigeria spend money, the federal government of Nigeria spend money to support sports. In the UK, Premiership make money for the government. Premiership in the UK makes money for the federal government, for the government of the United Kingdom. They generate 6 billion every year. So these are powerful institutions. Do you have anything like that in Nigeria? So now Nigerian government, look, people listen to me carefully. We want to compare our system to the UK. Now I want to teach you this. And listen to me. The United Kingdom, they no more. The UK government does not pay money to pay into sport. They don't give sport people money because they have a premiership now established, and premiership now generates 6 billion pounds from what they sell to the rest of the world. You're watching premiership every day. Those of you going to watch premiership this weekend, you're going to watch the football today. You can't play without it. Some of you are supporters of Chelsea and all that. That is the UK government. Let me go to another aspect of it, our education. Nigeria could not even fund NFF. You see, all we're talking about in Nigeria, we couldn't fund NFF because how can you even fund NFF? We don't have premiership. Do you have premiership in Nigeria? I'm yet to be convinced that you have one. It's dead. Now let's look at education. The education system in the UK, they generate 50,000 pounds every year, more than the money your government can ever make from oil and everything put together. Only education makes it here for the UK government. So can you imagine? In Nigeria, we're spending money to support education. So when you want to compare yourself to the UK, you are actually mad. Everybody will run their own destiny in this new race because the UK is making money from different sectors because those sectors are established. They now pay tax, heavy tax to the UK government. The premiership pay a lot to the UK government. Listen, go and see, if you don't pay your tax in this country, you're going to prison. If you are in a university, you pay your heavy tax to the government. So these are, but in Nigeria, you pay to the university. So this is different. We are running a different lifestyle. Don't compare Nigeria to any civilized country. Because, like I said yesterday on this show, maybe access to finance. You want to run a two system of government. Let me understand this so-called communism and capitalism. Capitalism works here because the structures are in place. The different institutions are strong enough to run a structure. If you don't get there, even China didn't allow that. They see work side with the private sector. But Nigeria don't understand this. The Nigerian government is so irresponsible, they don't make money. Where did the Nigerian government make money? Other than oil. Go and look how much the UK government generates from tax. 1.something trillion in pounds. Only taxation. Please go online and ask. How much, because the information are out there. How much does the UK government generate from taxes? How much is Tinubu generating from taxes? You can't generate the money from taxes because you don't have the company to pay. Who's going to pay the tax? What are they paying for? Other than the oil company paying little taxes, what kind of tax do you generate? Ask somebody whether you know anything called tax. Internally generated people begin to tax poor people. Man, we are sick. And you said you want to copy the Western system of government. It does not work. I'm trying to define leadership. So, and I'm going to bring it to the kings. So when we look at the system of government, Nigerian government would continue to be stupid to think they can be talking about the UK government who makes money from us, their sectors, because the UK government has been so established that every little sector. Let me tell you, you know how much UK is making from tourism? People coming to see London Bridge, coming to see their kings. Do you know how much they make? I'm coming to you, the kings, because I'm going to talk about the kings today. I may probably leave the churches out of this. We'll do church tomorrow. Do you know how much the UK government generates from just tourism? People that come into London on a yearly basis. Oh, the royal family is getting married. The royal this is doing this. They've sold it so much. Come and see London Bridge. Is it the same London Bridge I see? Have you heard of Stamford Bridge? Have you been there? I live here. It's not that monumental as you think, but they sold it. And people are coming into the UK to come and enjoy it. And quickly. How can Nigerian government compare themselves when they're talking of a government? Compare themselves to UK. UK is making money. The UK government makes money. They work, they struggle to make this money because the institutions are already there and they now work on the decision. They keep regulating it. In fact, in the new AI world, you need to respect the UK. Now, the question is, Mr. Tinubu, do you understand the economy? Because you cannot be, they say when they say they make you a president, I say number one job is to manage the economy. Our economy is number one. Because the economy will bring every other thing in place. If we have a rich economy, trust me, all this insecurity will not be there. I can tell you that we will not have single insecurity problem if Nigeria have a rich economy. And 90% of why we don't have a rich economy is what I was trying to talk about at the beginning of the show, the looting and all that is one of them. But other than the looting, our lack of productivity is the biggest trouble we face. Not just the looting, because how much are they looting? How much is looting? How much is it taking? Nigeria is a poor country. We're poor. Don't forget, you are a country of over 400 million. UK, we are only 70-something million. And look at what I just said now, 70-something million. Look at how much only one sector is making. How much are you making? Only English Premiership make 55,000 pounds. Only English, not the Scottish one, not the Wales. Are you out of your mind? How are you not poor? You are damn poor. I mean, I'm talking of education system. Listen, we can do better. And it's better we start to think better. Now, we need to restructure this Nigerian state. And it's not going to be done if these people keep quiet. If our king keeps quiet, as if they're dead. You try to be a king, you want to be exalted as a king, and yet you don't open your mouth as a king. Who are you then? I'm confused, sir. You are looking at me now, I'm looking at you back, sir. I'm ashamed that most of you are not my elders. I'm an elder man now, but you're my king, so I respect you. But you're going to listen to what I'm saying today. This is a serious issue. We cannot live in a country where everybody's mute. Like I said something yesterday, I see a closed mouth is a closed destiny. How can these kings be in a place and all these evils are happening? That is one. They can do better. But let's follow two angles. I'm angry that the kings are quiet, and because of their silence, the evil continue to reign. But you know the funniest thing? If these kings were that powerful, opening their mouth, maybe they would have forced a restructuring. And a restructuring of what I'm talking about now. Because we have institutions that are wasted. I can just imagine the Oba of Benin and all his kings and all his and all these people working with him, and all of them now put to work. These are people that have fear for culture. They have fear of their own gods. When money gets to them, they don't misbehave. Like these young boys now who want to buy a house in the UK. Nigeria prefer giving power to a local government idiot who just graduated yesterday, hungry boy, who is trying to become rich, compared to your king who has a name to protect. It's not as if the king will not be, they cannot be dubious, but they have a name to protect. What has that local government? What does he have? He's not even independent. He's loyal to the governor. You see, if Nigeria wants a stable system, let the stability be at the local level. You see, if we had our kings, now local government, they are there. Whatever happens, they are there. They are not going anywhere. They are an arm of the government, stable forever. This is what will happen, my people. You see, they are not going anywhere. It's the governor that is going to leave. I'm sure the king will not allow the governor not to pay his money. Look at it. They said to me, I have 400 million, and the governor is giving me 50 million. Is he mad? These people will not allow it. They will say, "What? How much is federal government? How much is coming? Governor, where is the money?" Can a local government chairman ask the governor where the money? You see, we can, and these people keep quiet. We just change ourselves. Like I said, in my place, we have the chiefs. We even have our local police. We have our local security. Come on, man. So these people, they would have been able to enforce with the money given to my king. He would have been able to run a local government of his own. thinking of how to secure his people and all that, but we neglect them. That's on our own part, neglecting them. Please, Nigeria, if we want to get out of this, we cannot have an unstable federal government, an unstable state government, and an unstable local government. It doesn't make sense. Let's have one part of the institution that is stable. Like in the UK, you don't move our king. Our president is the president. You don't move him. He's the king. You can play with your parliament, but he's there. You know, they move. So maybe we need that, so that there's that kind of checks and balances. You see, you know, no matter what happens, you're not going to move the palace. So let us have that as our third tier of government. It's very important. But that being said, Mr. Local Government Chairman, let's define leadership first. So then when I said give them power, I'm not saying go and give them power so that they begin to abuse the money coming from the federal government. No. Tinubu must first understand what is leadership. The governor must understand what is leadership. And they must understand what is leadership. What is leadership? Leadership is how to better the lives of your people, to bring prosperity to the land. And what is prosperity? Number one, prosperity is economic prosperity. Not be gone, not be done. So that's why I'm watching Urobo people at the moment. Fair enough. They want to conduct a new election, and they are all talking about who's going to bring pride to Urobo Nation again. I said this way, I joke as well. I don't see anyone. That's why I'm not participating in it, because nobody is talking about the economy of the Urobo Nation. None of them. And they say I should come and participate. What am I going to say? I won't even give my platform. I won't let my platform even interview them. They will become their total president and they can do their thing. Because it's annoying me. How come that we don't know that today, that the number one essence of a governor, or the number one essence of a president, the number one essence of a local government is to grow our economy at the national level, at the state level, and at the local government level? How come that we don't understand that? If you do, let me ask you this. Can you look at your local government? Other than the construction of some roads and things you're going to do, has there any plan to grow the economy of your area? Man, you guys are jokers, man. Nigerians are jokers. Until we think well, we're not going to get out of this. We can keep crying corruption. Corruption is just 10%. Our massive problem is lack of productivity. Tinubu is not productive. He only tried to save money. And he said he has cut off oil subsidy, he has cut off this, he has cut off this. That's only Tinubu excuse. Ask Tinubu, sir, Tinubu, since you become president, what are you producing that is bringing money to Nigeria? Instead, we are still importing rice, importing food, Nigerians. And you have a president in a land that is so blessed, a land flowing with milk and honey. You are importing food. Let's leave Tinubu alone. Come to my state, Delta State. When I see the governor, they laugh. Are you saying that we need the federal government to come and make food for us in Delta State? Can't we have a farm? Can we go into production? Can we do one thing? Even we have oil, can't we have a refinery? Do we need the federal government to tell us what to do in our own state? So if the federal government is failing, must we fail? Lagos is going to fly, no matter what happens. I'm not 100% supporting Lagos because some of the things are still rubbish, but they are doing better than every single state. The question I ask is, if Oboriwo will tell me now that he doesn't know what to do, and I can just open book for him. Oboriwo, you can farm, you can embark in housing. We can have data farm, like I said before. We can have data housing. We can have data petroleum, meaning you can have a refinery. If you want to grow your tourism sector, you're gonna win. I'm coming to the kings and our tourism sectors. Hey, wow, Nigeria. I'm going to try and close the show on time because I don't think people are ready to hold this today. Now, I only pick on only 4 areas: Delta State farm, Nigerian farm. As I'm talking now, write it down for Nigeria. Nigerian farm, Delta farm, Ethiop farm. That's our local government. Then go to the other sector, Nigerian housing. In fact, if I be president of Nigeria today, oh my God, Abuja for don't change. Today, I will turn Abuja upside down. I mean, the kind of massive development I'll bring into Abuja, I will instruct every state. You are all part of Abuja, right? This is your estate. This is your estate. There will be Kano State. Sokoto State, Yebi State, all those 36 states, we have an estate in Abuja. Not this rubbish you are doing now. I will allocate the land to them, and it will be up to them to build their own estate. That is at the federal level. That is to beautify Abuja first. Then I will say to them, in all the states, federal government of Nigeria will get their own estate. And I'm doing it to make money. I'm not doing it because I want to give you money. I'm doing it because the federal government need to make money. And when you build that in Abuja, you pay your little taxes to the state now. Come on, man. How come that we cannot do one thing as a people? I'm coming to you, kings, so that when I say they're going to give you power or that you are quiet, you now know what I mean. So I'm with you. And I'm looking at this place and I'm getting excited and I'm thinking, okay. So if the federal government can be this productive, and only God knows. Yesterday I was crying when they came out and Obasanjo was telling us how he was able to empower. This is what confused me yesterday. Obasanjo was able to empower Dangote to go into cement manufacturing, but he couldn't make the federal government of Nigeria go into manufacturing. He was busy privatizing with Atiku. Atiku want to come back as president, right? Clap for him. Ask him how many properties he privatized in those days. He's coming to privatize the rest. With what kind of economy? Yes, privatization would have been important. To who? Who are you privatizing it to? On what ground? These politicians who have the money, they don't have that foresight. I never see one politician that is productive in Nigeria, in office and outside office. Name them. None of them has been productive in office and outside the office. So how can you expect these people to grow an economy? Because they are the one with the money. They are the one that can loot the money. I'm not even saying it's okay. I'm saying, sir, it's okay to loot the money. But can you be productive with the money? You've stolen the money. I don't care. But can you plan the money so the money will get to generate? Because you're going to die soon. The money will belong to us. But don't carry it away, sir. Come on. How can you make money from your own people and you carry it to London or to America? Use the money. Build a factory. Like I said to my people, you know, I'm looking at it. I'm having a refinery in Delta State, and I'm saying, what stop you from having a refinery? Then go to have one. Of all the money you've said you've been making, where is you and your refinery? You are a fool. Big time fool. You are not productive. So the politicians, when the federal government of Nigeria is talking about what Tinubu is doing and you are praising him, I'm asking, the money is going back to the politicians. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have the problem. Nigeria, I can promise you, if you put me down and say that you keep corrupt people, I won't even mind. But I'm saying is that those that are corrupt, can you just use the money and be productive with the money? I'm saying make more money with the money. Is that a bad thing to think about? Because if you keep the money there, it's our wealth. You are buried. You've buried it. You are a fool. But when you use it, it will bless me one way or the other. Because if somebody like Ibori from my place now open a refinery in my place, don't you think it's a big thing? If Odua having served as a governor of Delta State can now open a refinery in Warri, don't you think it's a great thing? Odua, you are a brand now. Ibori is a brand. Okowa, the Ekweme them. If Ekweme that has left, they accuse him of 1.3 trillion. If he used that money to open a refinery, would that be so bad? No. All they do is go back and fight to replace themselves as governor and begin to loot. And this is it. This is why I'm confused. That becomes their factory. The only factory the Nigerian politician knows is the government. That is their factory. The first time and the only time I see them, I was even accusing anybody. Only time when would they see you now when election day? Wait, you are a brand now. Be a blessing to the community. Would that be so bad to say, I'm coming? So this is where I am. The productivity of the Nigerian state does not exist. They are not productive in office and outside the office. That's my concern. You see the dead Buhari that went back home, already dead, that it's going to be productive. Tinubu was a businessman. But I'm wondering what kind of business Tinubu going to do. He's gone. Okay, let's look at this. If we can change, then we're going to be happy. Nigeria, I'm calling for a change that will change our style from just that kind of lifestyle into making money. Let the federal government now begin to be productive. Forget about how corrupt they are. If you want to steal all the money in Nigeria, give that to her. It's your own, sir. But can you use it so that everybody will benefit? No, if Oboribori want to carry the whole money in Delta State, but I bet when I give out to Ram, but Oboribori, do you know what to do with the money? You see, this is one thing we should be asking them now. Not to beat them, not to beat them. No, sir, you want the whole money, it's yours. But do you know what to do with it? Because you're not going to put it in the bin. It's useless to you. It's not a paper. It's something you can use to move things. Do you know what to do with the money? Then do it. You see, until the Nigerian politicians learn to move outside that box, we're in trouble. So the Nigerian government is unproductive. And that is the 90% problem we have. Corruption is just 10%. Because imagine, they said they stole 50 million when they should be stealing 200 million. Do you know what the Delta State economy will be? An economy of some trillion of dollars, now reduced to robots, and you're talking about what? Delta State is celebrating that they made a budget of 1 trillion. I said, you guys joking? 1 trillion what? Paper? Which our economy is. Do you know the state of California in America? How much is the economy? A state. Of course, that is bigger than the whole of Africa. So what I'm trying to say is this. We can change our destiny. The reason I've been talking about the productivity is the things I want to talk about today. So the federal government of Nigeria is not productive. It's not true that when I say come and give power to the local government, that these people should be the local government, that it should be unproductive like you. No, they will be productive. And I'm asking them now, even before the power comes to you, sir, why are you not productive in your own communities? You hardly see a king who can actually tell his people to farm. Or does it mean that when they make me a king, I cannot have a farm? So I've been waiting for Oboribori to come and give me money to feed myself. If Oboribori is the one who's going to give me money to feed at the end of the month, he's going to dictate what I do. When you want to be independent, the first thing you do is feed yourself. Trump said it's going to cut off all the aids from Nigeria. If Nigeria were to be a wealthy state, you can't tell us it's going to cut your aids. You know you're poor. You know that you, because are poor, your poor ass is there. So when I cut off the aid, what's going to happen to them? They're going to go hungry. You may not like what I'm saying, but is it a lie? But Nigeria, let's keep it simple. I thought I was going to be more civil today than this because I have the real fathers with me. What I'm asking now is, if the federal government choose, because this thing we're talking about, it can be done. And we just need a mindset. That's why I was hoping that Peter will become president. I don't know whether Peter can even see some of the things I see, but at least Peter thinks along the line of productivity. Peter believes in empowering the private sector. I believe more in the state actually doing some. But Peter did it in his time. The only governor that served, I have a business in the state that actually he didn't even open business, but he invested the state money. At the same time, Delta State was earning more than. Let me tell you this. The money that comes to Delta State, if you divide it by 4, is what Anambra State was getting. Till now, Anambra State was able to invest their money. Delta State not get cover. With the O. Before our governor will leave, we don't the O. Something is wrong with us. And our kings, you know, they're there. The Olo of Jakiri, you they see them. Young man, you see all this, you go keep quiet. No, it not concern you. You are not here to play politics. Amen. Then what are you there for? Allow your people to die. That's what you're doing, Mr. King. When you say this doesn't concern you, it doesn't matter whether your people die or not. If not, you cannot, nobody in his rightful mind can be quiet. See what is going on. The least you can say is, why is it like this now? Why don't we do it this way? At least learn the voice. You see young people coming on social media, they are learning their voices. What does it cost you? Is it because of the food? That's why I said you should be productive. Even the king, they should be productive. You know, the last time I said to my place, I'm from Urubu, for those of you that doesn't know. And I was saying to my people that we have 24 kingdoms. Okay. And they said, oh, no, we don't need all this number of kings. I said, no, it's a blessing. People don't understand why. I only said one thing one day. I said, if the 24 kings in my place, we only set up an NGO. That's a start. I didn't say they should be more productive than that. Their palace alone is so massive, not in use. To some of them are not even, they even stay in Warri. I know my king doesn't stay in Owara. The other one from Agbodo State, they are in worry. So the palace is empty. Will it be out of place if those palace actually become an office for an NGO? NGO that is active Nigeria. Now, how many kings do we have in Nigeria? Imagine if they all have their own NGOs. Not even one, because they can have up to 10 NGOs. If I'm a king, I will set up NGOs for every little department that concerns me. I have an NGO for economic empowerment. I have an NGO for health. I have, because that's why I'm a king. Because power has been taken away from me, but I'll be able to use, you see, the federal government of Nigeria, there's a way to work with government. If they say you cannot work as a business, as a this, you are not empowered, then you can use NGO. How many of our kings actually have a powerful NGO that is impacting our lives? One another vessel. And they are like the most, you see them with umbrellas. People, they carry this kind of slave mentality when they're doing those, they sell our parents, our people. They say they carry out for Africa. Don't move under the umbrella. Come and work for us, sir. We made you a king to work for us, not to lord us. That's why it's that mentality that made them to sell us. They sold us as slaves. We don't want to change. It's time to roll our sleeve, man. Pull the sleeve, man. Let's work. The country needs you. Now, if our king will just come out and do some work, the country will change. I see all these things you guys are talking about. I believe in even the local government, from the local government to up, not from up to down like you guys are doing now. But we can make it work. We can start this development from our kingdoms, from our local government, even as it is now. If the kings, we only want the local government. I didn't say we even want them. Let me use the right word. You are a king, sir. You are a king. You have a kingdom. You know your local government chairman. You know that some money comes to the local government every month. You know, where I catch you, I don't know, we get about 400 and something million every month. Ethiopia West local government of Delta State every month. Maybe we'll have 2-3 kings there. No, I think we don't have more than 2 kings in that local government. So if those 2 kings are there enough to use, you see, the good thing about this is so simple. A king, well, like I said, they don't have NGOs. That the Christians have an NGO. For instance, if the king wants me to act for them, I will be able to write in the name of the palace and ask the local government, the money that came last month, I want to see how it is being spent, how much went to this, how much went to this, so that we can advise. Maybe the next one coming. It's a polite way of saying it. The next one will say where to put it, because our people need this. And that is under the Freedom of Information Act. The local government chairman is bound to respond to that in 7 days. I'm going to make them respond, but I'm going to make their life uncomfortable from Gaddy Chris Corner here in London. But you can do it better. It's because of your inactivity that is making me to not do it from here. Imagine if every king is now monitoring the activities of their local government. And they say they have councils of chiefs in Delta State. And what do you guys do? You allow the governor to ruin our destiny without asking a question. Under the Freedom of Information Act, because the governments of Nigeria, they always know how to rope themselves in. Thank God they made the Freedom of Information Act, meaning you can ask for how this money that is coming, how it is being spent, and what you think you can contribute to it, sir. Would that be out of place? Would that be so bad for you to ask as a king, using your palace? What is the essence of having you as a king? You cannot grow the economy, you cannot help the education sector, you cannot help the health sector. People will be dying in your area, you don't know, or you are handicapped, or you cannot do anything about it. All you do is to make more shifts in my place. They make more shifts and collect some millions of naira, because if they make 1 king, it's 1.something million. So if you make 40 kings, that's how much? 60 million. That's good money to spend for some time. Next 2 years, you make another one. That sounds good. But you know what? If we do this, we're just deceiving ourselves, we're fooling ourselves, we're disgracing ourselves. But the kings, you guys can do better. You can demand, you can make changes, you can make things to happen as it is now. But even if you guys were doing that, the federal government will begin to know. Don't you go in the House of Rep. You say you are going to House of Rep, you will not go back if you don't talk about how we become important. When will I ever be allowing you to go to House of Reps and Senate when you people don't recognize me? In my time, as a king, I will colonize, I will work with the other king to make sure you don't go back. When you go, they're going to tell them, We need power. We don't need local government. This local government should be us. The councils of all these chiefs in Nigeria, of all the kings, if they gather today and they release a communique that we don't need local government, that the local government should be the kings, our local kingdoms. We have kingdoms before. What happened to them? What are you doing with local government if you have kingdoms? I don't understand this. What are you doing with local government if you have kingdoms? You guys don't know what you have. If that they won't be doing that. They don't have that. But even in their small council here, they have history. They respect it. They respect their tradition. And just go to every borough in London. You will see what it means to have a borough. They are distinct, they are unique, and they run their own economy. Now we have kings. Fine, handsome men of caliber. Most of them these days are lawyers, learned men. And when they ascend that throne, I'm wondering, okay, of what use are you to us, sir? What do you think you can really do? So in the next time when I hear saying they won't make king again, now they ask this question, a question that they ask, because if we do this, maybe we don't understand the power of these offices. The offices, and it's a waste. When you neglect a kingdom structure, and you now bring an artificial kingdom, because what you've done is bring a local government who is a daft, with some local councillors who are some village chief, village fools. If imagine a chief in those days, before they make you a chief in my place, you must have attained some reputation or some status in society before they give you a name, which is a chieftaincy title. And then the king. These are the people that form the councils of elders, or the people that work with the king. If the power now comes to the king and he now works with these people, are you telling me that that councillor is more knowledgeable than the chief? The chiefs in our place, the councillor, that local fool, in better pass. Come on, man, don't stop this. And the funny thing is, the federal government still pay. They still pay the king, waste our money to do that, and the money we don't have. And that's not as if the local government will even make 1 penny in a year. They will not make a penny. In the 400 and something that comes to Ethiopia, you cannot mark one thing that they've done. In how many years now that I've seen the local government? Only the time I ever saw one little development was when one of Mene was the local government chairman. He was thinking of having a website. Do you know that they don't even have as little as a website? They don't. And I look at this king now, in this modern democracy, you are all civilized people. You do law for it. Olu of Shekiri, where's your website? I'm looking at your people. I'm looking at your kingdom website that will show the land, your area where you rule, the things you do. Attract even tourism to the place. Where is it? You're a young man. Now let me talk about tourism. Because I don't have enough time I spend only 1 hour today. That's what I say, because I am going to rush out in a couple of minutes. Let me talk about tourism. Listen, we're going to continue this topic tomorrow, but let's do tourism for some minutes. Okay. In First Act 77, no, let's not go there yet. Let me remind you what the kings. When I started this show, I was talking about the kings in Europe. If you forget, let's focus on the United Kingdom. You know why they call us United Kingdom? We're kingdom. That's why we have a king. When they have a king, there's a kingdom. He governs over the kingdom. It's the United Kingdom. That is what we have in the UK. That's why they call us UK. We're not US, we're UK, United Kingdom. Civilized people. Now, have you been to the Buckingham Palace? He doesn't even live there. You see the massive trooping of people going in and out on a daily basis, taking pictures. And sometimes you get a glimpse of the royal family once in a while. People are there. You see, they mystifize it. They turn it into a little bit of you turn something into mystics and people come and worship it. People troop in to come and worship, to come and see the king and the prince and all of them in the UK, in that palace there. Now, let's start from there. Have you heard that there's a celebration? In those days, when I was even growing up, What they do in the festival in Ogara. There's one or two other festivals we do. Where are they? Hey! You see, Olu, Oni, there are the two young men that they see here. Where is your festival? That will be world acclaimed festival. That will make you the Oni of Ife. That make you the Olu of Wari. Where is it? Where is that event you hold once in a year that is of international standard that brings people from all over the world to come and see what is happening in that kingdom? In all day. Don't we have the capacity to do so? The answer is yes. Are we doing it? The answer is no. You know why this thing is so painful? Some years back, Nigeria decided to organize First Act 77. It was more of a political thing. Self-actualization without the real element of it being in place. First Act 77 was a total failure. Why? In my book. Because you can't even see where's the outcome. They ask you, children don't even know what is First Act 77. That's supposed to be something that costs us a lot of money. We spend a lot of money to organize that event. But is it even a one-off event? Is that how you celebrate? You see, when you celebrate your culture, the question is, let's first, what kind of culture did they celebrate there? They celebrated dance. They can celebrate like African music. Brazil came. They celebrated our craft. So what they saw there was craft, music, and dance. That's what we did. You see, there was no proper display of the Benin culture, no proper display of the Robo culture, no proper display of the Shekiri culture, no proper display of the Oni of the Emir. Do you know these people? That is the true culture we are looking for, and perhaps that would have been the African Bible I've been talking about. We don't have a culture. Nigeria, in the name of trying to say that we have a culture, we organized First Act 77. Till today, we still don't have a culture because these people are sleeping. Or they refuse to exhibit what we really have. First Act 77 failed woefully because there was no celebration of culture. It was a celebration of dance. Is that your culture? No, come to my place. You know what is culture. Do you know there are some places in Nigeria that you cut them with cutlass, it will enter? That is craft. That is technology. Come out, exhibit it to the rest of the world. If it is true at all, I don't believe it. But if it is true, why not? I've seen some done on Facebook of listen. When you begin to throw something on somebody and they hit you with cutlass, it won't go in. Is that not culture? Cutlass. Oh, you don't know that one. Hello? They will come and see it. Nigeria will make money from tourism. Show what you have. Oh, God, I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. You know, when I look at this book, now, you know what I did? And now I'm looking at Delta State as a unique place. Kano State, all this. If you people now have a yearly event, you know that when we exhibit these kings, they must have their own. I'm waiting for Oni, the Olu of Wari, to have a website and have an event, a yearly event that brings people to Wari. Everybody that calls himself a king must have that event, not coronation anniversary. The only thing I've ever seen my king celebrate is coronation anniversary. They go show, pastor go, they pray for king. They warning you. Hey, king get down on the touch hand. Small boy yesterday go, they put out for you, they pray for you. I saw the whole of Wari. He saying that they are now Christians. They are the one that brought Christianity to Nigeria. But because Christianity, the white people that came stopped in Wari, makes you a Christian. Don't you have a culture of your own? These are the things we got it wrong. It's nothing wrong. You will be saying that my culture is similar to Christianity. That is what I want to hear. Now we embrace Christianity. Are you out of your mind? We had a culture. We knew God. There's a name for God before the Christianity came. Find that name, link it with Christianity, and then we understand where we are. We are lost. As it is, children don't understand us. We couldn't trace ourselves. The African culture has been so bastardized that now the children cannot relate the African culture to the European culture. But me as an adult, I know that it's the same God that we were talking about, that Christianity brought. That's how we can relate to it. That's my understanding of it. If it's not, then I'm not there. God has never changed. It's the same God that is of Abraham, that the God of Abraham, that the God we're talking about of Prophet Muhammad, is the same God my forefathers were worshiping. His name is Ogene in my place. You different? Is there any other difference? Tell me. I need to stop. Now, what I'm saying is that supposing every of these kingdom, one have a website. It doesn't cost anything now. It's free to have a website, sir. At least people will know your area. They will know the kind of things you do, even what happened in the palace on a daily basis. Then you announce an event. That again will bring people to Nigeria. That is tourism. Imagine now, this is what I said, the last project I designed, which I gave out. I hope they will get to you people and you people will say yes to it. If you don't, I have nothing to lose. But this is what I'm saying. Imagine Nigeria now having one event in a year, one maybe a weekly event, where all the kingdoms come and exhibit their culture in a place called Nigeria. That will even foster understanding. This whole indifferences, this difference in fight, we'll find out it's not there. We'll find out there are one people. That whatever religion you are calling on, maybe this killing now will have even stopped because we understand ourselves more. The only time Nigerians actually interact with one another are in the police barracks and in the army barracks, and they live together in peace. They don't kill themselves there. They love one another. Until politics came in, these guys in the barracks, they live as one. Have you been to the Nigerian barracks? They don't give a damn who you are. Wherever you come from, you are in the studio, you're in the studio, you're there. That's how it's going to be. That you find that you are going to be in Nigeria, no matter who you are. There is not really promoting this image called Nigeria. There's not there. It doesn't exist. But I'm just saying now that the way we did First Act 77, and I will now exhibit that culture. Once 7 days, I'm not talking about bring the dance. As the king is coming, he's coming with his entourage, with his culture to come and exhibit his food. Oh, if you go there, you will be satisfied. Because when my king will come, he will bring our owo soup. Everybody will bring their own kind of food to that event. People will buy you and they will eat. Have you been to Pepsi Siget in Hungary? It's done in Budapest once 7 days. If you go there, you will not go home. Don't go with your wife. If they divorce people. Imagine, say, all the kingdom descend in one place, maybe Abuja or Lagos. It should be Abuja now. That's what I think. And then we now celebrate the different kingdoms. When I say the Nigerian culture, our kingdoms, these are the culture of Nigeria. These are the people that hold the culture of our people. They understand it. When the Olu was made a king, he was meant to go through all the traditional rites. Whether a church, now church you go. All of you here, when they make people king, now church you never go do nothing. It's not at the end you finish, you go and do your Thanksgiving. I don't want to leave me alone. But I'm not going to fight you now. I'm saying that what if we display this culture? That the Shekiri comes, you know that they are nice dress. Urubuma come in one place called Abuja. With our food, Shekiri food, go there, Urubu food, Ijo food, everybody food. We'll be waiting for that to happen next year. If nothing else, we'll be waiting for that, and the rest of the world will descend in Nigeria to come and celebrate with us, to come and see what we're doing. Are you looking for sponsorship? Who will not sponsor that event? All your banks will want to be part of it. All the federal government will be part of it. Who will not go be part of it? Mona tell me, I'm not taking Urobo tell me. But you see, this is what I'm saying. That way, Nigeria will make a lot of money from tourism. And that one will even begin to make the local kings now begin to think that, oh, maybe I can have my own once in a year too. Because that will be a preparation for Abuja or for Lagos. When you have your event, you know that's what you're going to exhibit in Abuja. Listen, people, we have so much to say to the rest of the world. Other than oil, that one will bring so much money. Like the UK makes a lot of money from tourism. Do you people even think the only people that have ever brought tourism to Nigeria are the little musicians and the artists, the comedians? These are young boys hustling. And it's devoid of the culture. You know the last thing, why this is so sad? Let me say this before I stop. Why this is so sad right now? When the Calabar, they're going to do the Calabar Carnival. It's coming up very soon. I didn't play Oshimole today. I wanted to play this video. The Calabar Carnival is coming up next month. And this is what I love about the carnival. Hey, I love the carnival. You know what they did? They went and copied the Brazilian carnival. If you go to Calabar Carnival, it's not different from what you see at the Notting Hill Carnival. It's not different from what you see at the Calabar Carnival, at the Brazilian Carnival. But let me take you guys back. During the first Sac 77, Brazil was there to come and learn what the African culture truly is. They came to, you see, these are, even what we do in UK here, is people who are you sold as slaves, now trying to regain their roots. They set up, they come up, it's a pure cultural dance. Cultural, just they are just being exhibiting some creativity. And some women getting naked, some guys and dancing, all that on the street, and trying to create some mass. But the true mass they are looking for is what you have at home, sir. These kings you see here, they have it at home. That will be the true culture. That will be the true African culture exhibited. The true African food, the true African dance. Have you seen did you see Kenike dance there? Do you know your cultural dance? Did you see it in all this carnival? Go to Calabar, where you see it. You're going to see women naked. A complete copy from Brazil. A complete abuse of the African culture. We can do better, my people. And if we're going to get out of where we are, one, we're going to empower these kings to be who they're supposed to be. They should be the local government, the kingdoms. It's already divided. It's well established. We don't even need to guess. And maybe, and that's what I'm saying to the kings now. I beg, all of you that call yourself a king, have a map of your place, where you are a king now. You don't get boundary. Draw a local government. Even it's a local government in making, because Nigeria is going to get to where I'm saying now. It's the only way to go. When we get there, so that you can have a website, exhibit your people, tell us what you have, maybe the kind of food you eat, the kind of things you grow, your local economy. There must be, sir. There's no kingdom without a local economy in Nigeria. It does not exist. That way you can talk that you are a king. And like I said, there are too many ways to do this. Only with NGOs. And when I will set up my NGOs, I'm not saying go and set up only one NGO. Like I said to my kings, the ones in Uroboland. If all of you say, if you guys will just agree to set up only 10 NGOs, because you have issues. One for education, one for old people, health, one for maybe one for tourism, one for the environment. If you want to make a lot of money these days, they are talking about the environment. Just so many things to do. One to fight for justice. What is it that you cannot do as a king? You deserve 10 NGOs, and indirectly, you already have a government. When you set up those 10 NGOs, you already have a government. Non-governmental organization. They are non-governmental, but they are governmental. They say non-governmental, but it's governmental. There's government. There's no government, but it's a government in nature. So an NGO will serve these kings to do what they're supposed to do until the king come back, because the kingdom is coming back. But not with this kind of leadership that you guys are exhibiting now. I know I've offended so many people today again. My name is Adi Chris. I'm going to try and stop now. But what I'm saying is that with the kings, the blessings of the Nigerian state, today I'm going to continue with this tomorrow. With the kings, the number one blessing of the Nigerian state, let me say that, with our kingdoms, by nature. You see, having all these kings should not be a curse, it's a blessing. But we can only make it a blessing if we use it. One, we have to realize that they should be part of government. And even before then, they should do their own part. With you now educated, being made a king, what is it? Are you still going to do the same thing like before when you sold us as slaves? Or now you're going to be sitting up and say, let me now grow my economy? Would it be out of place if every kingdom have a farm? And I'm saying now, okay, Ogara, my king, accountant, chief, I'm lawyer, sir. Supposing you open a farm and you are telling the government to come and support you, telling the federal government, let there be movement on your side, that you are moving for your move. What can you even call the governor to come and do for you now? If you are a king, what do you tell governor when you with a meet? What are you doing that is going to support? I am going to leave me alone. I'll leave here. My name is Daddy Chris. And they say, if you want to talk, you can call me. I will advise you accordingly. This situation is unacceptable. Nobody will do it for us where they want to make these changes. And I think we can do so. And we're going to do so for the benefit of every one of us. Thank Thank you very much, my kings. I'm happy to have you on my show today. I'm going to have you guys tomorrow again. Then we're going to look at more into what the kings can do for us as a people and how we need to empower them so they can work for us. You see, there are so many things I say to people. The government always creates loopholes. In any system, when I'm tired, what I do is I find a way. That's what I do. If I get to the system and it's not working, I find a way. If they say I cannot do this, I find a way to do it within the law. If they say you cannot set up a government of your own, that your government is no more recognized, NGO is still there. It's still a government. You will do more than what the government is even doing. And again, sir, understand that power is not in the gun. Power is the economy. By the time you begin to make a lot of money, even with so much money coming from your area, my king don't even know how much is coming from Uganda. Panoshen, how much panoshen they make? How much is coming to you, sir? That is where I end the show. My name is Daddy Chris. We need to change, man. And this is the change we're looking for. May God help us. Today I'm rushing out. It's a very good show, as you guys know. I will not have much time to do that. 1 hour, 5 minutes is more than enough. I'll be here again tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be more settled, more relaxed to do this show as I normally do it. But today I'm rushing out. And I'm going to thank you all for joining me. For those of you that doesn't know the show, you better keep following me because I'm going to pump something that will make you move. Nigeria going to move. I am blessed with some ideas and I'm going to pump into the Nigerian state. We know, and I'm not talking for myself. I'm talking for the country. And I know what I'm saying. I'm not guessing. And you know what is good about me? I have a curriculum that is not written down. When I inject some idea of what I've seen in the UK, my understanding of the public affairs, how society runs, I inject it into the state. And Nigeria is actually more blessed than the UK culturally. Did I repeat that? Nigeria is more blessed than the UK culturally. The UK is making money from their cultural sector. How much are you making? Maybe tomorrow I'll look at the Nigerian music and movies. But let's just stick to the king tomorrow first, because I think I have more questions. And for those of you who watch this show and listen to what I say about the king, you better ask your king, what is he doing? What he can do? Ask your king, how many NGOs does he have? How is he raising money even for the people? How is he addressing the issue? The local government is collecting money. Where is the money? He's not even agitating. He's not doing anything. So if the governor even comes, if the president comes, what can he tell the president? That this is what I want, I'm doing. Help me with this. My name is Daddy Chris. We can do better, and we will do better. I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless you.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning.
That is either we reform the judiciary, which is allow INEC to be under the judiciary, or we need a world police to police us.
Okay, that increase
because the activities of our politicians is becoming unbearable. But what is really exciting is the debate surrounding our nation. We're going to be free.